Well, howdy do, Buckers. I am John the Beer Whisperer. Who else would I be? Hey, so I'm using my my right-handed tankard, little pheasant tankard. I love this one. I'm having the Pomona Pale Ale. I don't know, may not be the red glass for this beer, who knows? But I like it. I like a tankard every once in a while. I know these days the beer geeks want to use a Belgian tulip or some sort of stem glass for everything, but sometimes I just like a good old-fashioned beer glass you can grab a handle on. Because I'm an old school guy. Anyways, so this is the Pomona Pale Ale from Show Me Brewing here in Springfield, Missouri. They're basically a home brew shop, but they also have a microbrewery license. They're only brewing about 5 or 10 gallons at a time, but they are licensed to sell their own beer. So this is one of theirs I decided to get a growler of. I actually got a growler a couple weeks ago of it and took it to a football game I was invited to at a friend's house, and everybody liked it, but I didn't get a chance to do a video for it, so I thought I'd get a growler today since they still had some. So I believe this was a recipe from, Andy's the head brewer out there, but it's a family operation. John, Andy's dad, is doing some brewing out there too, and I believe this is one of John's recipes. John grew up in Pomona, which is why it's called Pomona, California, which is why it's called Pomona Pale Ale. The nose is very nice. You get a little bit of citrus, certainly get some pine. I want some white pepper-like notes combined in there. It's not the mango, peach, pineapple APA that's trendy these days, but boy howdy, it is refreshing. As you can see, it's nice and clear. It's got a great, clear golden color. The flavors are outstanding. A lot of citrus I just now picked up there. Getting some tangerine-like notes. I actually just picked up some apricot in there. Maybe that one's just me. And there certainly is some pine going on. It's just an enjoyable pale ale. So I like the place, obviously. I mean, you guys have heard me talk about it a lot if you've watched me. It's only been open a few months, but these guys are just doing some great stuff out there. Again, it started as mostly a home brew shop, but they have equipment for folks that want to come in and brew. They do beginning classes, but a lot of the local brewers for the various breweries will come in and visit them and do pilot batches out there. I know some corporations have done team building exercises out there. It's just a great place, but they also have a bar area. It's not really a bar per se, but they have a bar. I mean, the place isn't a bar is what I mean to say, but they do have a bar where you can actually sit down and have a beer or two or three, as I have had upon occasion. But yeah, you can go in, you can walk around the brew shop, you can sit down and have a beer, you can do anything you want. It's just a nice place, and I'm a fan of the joint, so. So I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. This is a very nice, enjoyable pale. Oh yeah, I like it a lot. I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. We'll talk to you later. Well, how do you do, buckaroos? I'm still drinking my Pomona Pale Ale from Show Me Brewing. Oh, do you see me just spill all over my... Damn it. It's my first beer of the day, too, man. I hate when that happens. Oh, I do like this Pale Ale. So I'm just kind of hanging out this weekend on this gorgeous day here. My wife and daughter went out to run a few errands while I'm home drinking beer, man. No, I'm actually fixing some lunch for when they get back, or some dinner. It'll be dinner, actually. So I was trying to figure out what to do. Oh, excuse me, I'll scratch my nose. What to fix for dinner. I had 1 pound of ground round in the freezer I pulled out. And I was going to do a meatloaf, but I know my daughter isn't crazy about meatloaf, and I also know my grandson likes meatballs. So rather than I was going to do a smoked meatloaf, but rather than do that, you guessed it, I decided to do some smoked barbecue meatballs. So I've got my fire going. I'm gonna just put a kind of a light, gentle smoke on the meatballs. Gonna take them off, put some barbecue sauce on them, cook them just a little bit more so they kind of glaze up nice. So we're gonna do some smoked barbecue meatballs for dinner. It's easier for the grandkids to eat the meatballs. You know, like to see the little meatballs on the plate. You know, a big slice of meatloaf is still intimidating for a little one. But little meatballs I'll eat a bunch of, so there you go. Now, I like this pale ale. I'm a fan of everything at Show Me Brewing. Again, kind of the little homebrew shop that could. It was a homebrew shop where you could also go in and brew your own stuff. It's great for beginners, also great for experts. It gives you a place where you can go in there, leave the mess there. You can let it ferment there, then come back a couple weeks later, and a couple, 3 weeks, depending on its time. Go back a few weeks later and bottle, and then take it home. It's just a nice concept. But you can, like I said, you can also go in and have a beer by the glass. Right now, they do have some commercial brews. But eventually they're gonna, they hope anyway at some point to be able to have all their home brews. But again, they're only brewing about 10 gallons at a time, and they've had to be brewing a lot because I've been going in there a lot. You know, a half gallon at a time. So there you go. I am a fan of this pale ale that John put together with Andy. As I've been drinking it, and as I let it warm a little bit, I am getting just a touch of sweetness in the middle, maybe just the slightest hint of caramel, you know, caramel malt in there. With balanced with that nice citrus and those bits of pine notes. It's just put together well. It's a very enjoyable pale ale. I think he said it was 5.5, 45 IBUs, somewhere in that ballpark. It's just very nice. So there you go. Hey, I'm Kind of Beer Whisperer. I'm going to work on my growler of Pomona Pale Ale and smoke some meatballs. I'm done a Beer Whisperer. I approve this message. I'm done a Beer Whisperer. How many times you going to say that, Tom? I am running for Beer Whisperer in Chief, and I approve this message.